Howdy ho, crazy wrestling fans! This is going to be a preview of the Hell in a Cell match between The Undertaker and Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon, throughout his in-ring career as a competitor, has taken a lot of risks, okay? He's done some crazy spots, man, he really has. He's dove off the highest Titantrons they've ever created. There was this crazy dive that Shane did at WrestleMania 17. Actually against his father, Vince McMahon. He puts this aluminum trash can right in front of Vince's face. Vince is laid out, but he's still like crouched over. Shane is on the other side of the ring, not diagonally, but it's so far away, it really is. He dives and does a front face drop kick and hits the aluminum trash can, and the trash can hits Vince, knocks his ass out cold. That's how he wins that match at WrestleMania 17 against his own father. Don't ever, ever underestimate Shane's guts. Don't do that. He is a fearless motherfucker, let me tell you. I actually do think that The Undertaker is going to have his hands full. I think The Undertaker's still going to win the match, but Shane is going to give him a run for his money. I'm not going to lie. Shane will put it all on the line. He will. He's going to have to risk his life to beat The Undertaker. Let's just put it like that. I'd be surprised if Shane ends up beating The Undertaker on his own accord. No help from anybody, no double turns, no crazy, lights turn out bullshit. If Shane McMahon can clean defeat The Undertaker with no help from anybody else but his own two hands, I think people will be more shocked at that than the streak being broken by Brock Lesnar. It really will be a miracle. Vince is right about that. The Undertaker has been in the very first Hell in a Cell match. He obviously is no stranger to this match. He is not undefeated in Hell in a Cell matches. That he is not. The Hell in a Cell is like a playground for The Undertaker, okay? Anybody that does not know about one of the craziest moments ever in WWE history, listen up right now. King of the Ring, 1998. The Undertaker versus Mankind. Undertaker and Mankind have had a very, very heated feud. Very, very well established. I think it's one of the most underrated feuds in WWE, honestly. That was a really big feud back then. In the late 90s, those two were fucking going at it, alright? So they're in a Hell in a Cell match. This was only the second Hell in a Cell match ever in WWE history, okay? One of the craziest moments you will ever see in life, let alone for wrestling. The Undertaker flings Mankind straight off the cell. Everybody thought he was dead. I'm not even gonna lie right there. He fucking threw his ass off of that cell like he was a fucking piece of paper. Mankind lands on the table, completely collapsed the table, let alone himself. I'll never forget that image as long as I live. Anybody that was in attendance, I don't care where you were in that arena, if you didn't get goosebumps, you were not a wrestling fan. You didn't deserve to be there. That was one of the craziest things you'll ever see for wrestling, ever. That's one of the craziest things. Nobody will ever forget that moment, okay? That is so out of the norm of what you'll ever see for wrestling. I don't care what promotion it would be in. That's homicidal shit. That's suicidal shit. Mankind continues the match. Yes. Undertaker chokeslams him from the top of the cell. He falls into the ring. You hear this smack. I'll never forget Jerry Lawler. I'll never forget what he said on commentary that night. That's it, he's dead. And the match still continued after that. That was still not the end. Undertaker did win that match, but he did not win that match after that chokeslam into the ring from the top of the cell. He beat him with the tombstone. Shane McMahon better watch footage like that, okay? If his ass is crazy enough to go on top of that cell, you know damn well The Undertaker's going to go on top of the cell if Shane goes on top of the cell. The Undertaker is not going to go lightly on Shane McMahon. The Undertaker is not going to baby Shane McMahon. He is going to treat Shane McMahon like he is any other WWE competitor. The Undertaker is going to decimate Shane McMahon. And yes, I am quoting Stephanie McMahon by saying that. He's basically going to beat the living shit out of Shane McMahon. I'm not going to say that Shane is not going to put up a fight. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that The Undertaker is going to defeat Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 32. Obviously, we know that if Shane does somehow defeat The Undertaker, he will have control of Raw, basically giving him so much control of the company that he will be practically running the show. Having control of Raw is a very, very big responsibility. The Authority and Vince both know that if Shane is in power, everything will change. The Authority and Vince McMahon both do not want Shane McMahon in power. They know that if Shane is in control of things, they will be gone. I don't see Shane not doing that to the Authority, quite frankly. I mean, when it really comes down to it, it really is still Vince's company. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you with stuff like that. We still know that at the end of the day, it is still Vince McMahon's company. Until Vince McMahon passes away, he is still the primary chairman of WWE. I'm not going to tell you, oh, you know, he's going to be in control over Vince McMahon. I'm not going to tell you that, okay? Put it to you like this. If Shane does become in control of Monday Night Raw, you probably won't see Vince McMahon as much or at all. Not for nothing, Vince has not really been on TV that much in the last few years. Everybody already knows that. I think it'll be very more noticeable if Shane were to be in control of Monday Night Raw and he finally gets the Authority off of TV. I think they're just sick of this whole Authority thing in general. I don't think they liked it when it first started. I don't even think they liked to hate Triple H when he came back as a heel like that. By all the stuff that has happened in the last few years, and by the fact that he actually is holding the WWE Championship right now, it shows how big of an ego Triple H really has. There's no other way to put it. If Shane were to actually defeat The Undertaker and be in control of Monday Night Raw as a result of that, that would be a really, really big thing to happen. I'm not going to lie, it really would be. I do not think it's going to happen, but it would be a big thing to happen. The way it seems with this match, I think Vince is basically playing the cards he's dealt. He put The Undertaker against Shane McMahon inside Hell in a Cell. He's basically saying that The Undertaker is his instrument of destruction. He's actually calling The Undertaker his bitch. By Vince putting The Undertaker's legacy on the line, that's the way they're labeling this stipulation. That if Shane McMahon were to defeat The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania 32, that The Undertaker will no longer be able to compete at WrestleMania. Honestly, I think Vince is just flexing his muscles on this one. I really do. If The Undertaker were to lose, that would be his last WrestleMania. Honestly, I just don't think it resonates with people as much. I really don't. Put it to you like this. If they're new fans and they don't know the history of the business, they really just see The Undertaker as this part-timer that just comes out of nowhere once every year and decides to compete every year at WrestleMania. They may think that that's all he has ever done. I really hate to think that there's fans that are like that. But there may be. The Undertaker is a part-timer. He is. I don't know how many more matches The Undertaker will have. I really hope this is not his last match. Not against Shane McMahon. He does not deserve that. He deserves to go out strong. I don't have anything against Shane McMahon, but he does not deserve to have The Undertaker's last match. Undertaker needs an actual competitor. Actual in-ring competitor, just like himself, to go out on top with. I don't think anybody thinks that this should be The Undertaker's last match. Not against Shane McMahon. I don't know what to think about this. The streak's already broken. He is still a part-timer. What else do you want from The Undertaker? I mean, the guy has given his last 25 years to your company. Like, what else do you want from him? He gives you 1,000% every time he comes in the ring. Vince McMahon even said it himself. He said The Undertaker is the most unselfish person in the ring. He said that to Stone Cold Steve Austin on his podcast. Obviously, we know how rough of a sport professional wrestling is. I understand that. I know The Undertaker does not have that many matches left. I do not think that this should be his last match. Oh no, I think this will be an entertaining match. Don't get me wrong, it will be a great match. I see The Undertaker defeating Shane McMahon. I do see Shane putting up a fight. I'm not going to say he is not going to put up a fight in this match. That's not what I'm saying. He's going to prove everybody wrong and show that despite that loss to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, that he is still the man, he's still the Phenom, and he is still the most reckless force to ever grace WWE. There's nothing else to say. I hope everybody enjoys the match between Shane McMahon and The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell. That's it, man. I'm going to get the fuck out of here, and I will see you when I see you.